And so Muhammad, as a temporal ruler, begins a series of raids against the trade caravans going to Mecca. Now, Mecca is his enemy. The Meccans have rejected him. And so he's striking back and he is raiding their caravans. He's stealing their goods, right? This is kind of like piracy, not on the high seas, but piracy in the desert. And so he and his companions who follow him and believe that he's a prophet, of course, he has a direct line to God, so he claims, are raiding the Meccans. Now, the Meccans begin to strike back. They start to have more and more guards set on their caravans because this is hurting them financially, that they're losing their goods. This is a major trade route. And so the followers of Muhammad, who call themselves Muslims, continue to attack them. And even though the Meccans outnumber them, still the Muslims following Muhammad are victorious.
It is a common claim that the Prophet ﷺ in the early Medinan phase resorted to highway robbery. That he would stand on the road or basically hide himself with the Sahaba on the road, and every time a caravan went, he would just attack and rob them and take their goods and belongings. Now, initial response, A'udhu Billah, this is totally false. But you go and you look up and you find out, no, it's not totally false. It's just distorted. The Prophet ﷺ and the Sahaba never attacked caravans unconditionally. They attacked the Quraysh. There's a big difference. There's a big difference to say that he used to attack caravans all over Arabia and he used to attack the Quraysh. The Quraysh, yes, definitely. The Sahaba would definitely find out where they're heading and attack their caravans. Why? Because of 13 years of oppression, because of being expelled from their own countries and lands, because of confiscating their property. The Quraysh expelled the Muslims, took over all their money. The Sahaba had no money when they left for Medina, the Muhajirun. These people wronged us. We have the right to do this back to them only. The Sahaba never attacked caravans of other tribes, only the Quraysh. So it's a factual statement that has been distorted.
No, again, you cannot take ayats of Quran, you can't take parts of the seerah and treat it separately. You got to treat it all together. You see, this was a strategy of war. The Quraysh were criminals. The Quraysh were murderers. The Quraysh was already committing heinous crimes against the believers. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He inspired the Prophet ﷺ with a dream and with revelation that the Quraysh was moving some of their most precious commodities from one place to the other. So if my enemy, while I was with them, drove me out, while I was with them, killed some of my followers, plotted on my life, and now I'm in a place where I got my own spot and I catch my enemies in between with their commodities. Now, is that called robbing or is that a strategy of war? No, he stopped the caravan in between. He didn't kill no women, he didn't kill no children, and he didn't take from nobody except those who was robbing and stealing and killing and transgressing before. And he didn't do that consistently. He did it on the basis of the strategy of war that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed to him at that time and place. And anyone who was in a battlefield would have done the same thing, right or wrong.
Short answer, yes. Long answer, yes.